Colorado Avalanche Hockey on Altitude is brought to you by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Your Colorado Porsche dealers. To find one near you, visit colorado.porschedealer.com. CenturyLink, a trusted technology partner, frees you to focus on what matters. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Shortline Subaru. Save money, drive better. Always a special feeling when the Avalanche are in New York City at Madison Square Garden. Always has a big game feel to it when the Avalanche are here, and in a lot of ways it is a big game for Colorado as they take on the Rangers tonight. Let's take a look at the Ford starting lineup, and let's start with the goaltenders. Peter?
Well, for the Avalanche, after a great game by J.S. Giguère last night in New Jersey, he was solid. He got the win. The Avalanche returned to Semyon Varlamov for his 42nd start of the season, second in wins in the league, and having just a terrific season. For Henrik Lundqvist, it's a little bit different. He had a very slow start, and there were some concerns about, okay, what's going on here? But he has turned it around, and these two guys right now are both red-hot goaltenders.
And we're set to play. The Avalanche got some good news before the game. Paul Stastny available. In fact, he'll take the opening faceoff for the Avalanche. Out to with Gabe Landeskog and P.A. Parenteau. Parenteau scored the big goal last night. The last couple of minutes of play to send the game to overtime. And eventually the Avalanche won it with a goal by Ryan O'Reilly early on in the overtime to get the victory last night. Pick up another 2 points. Give the Avs 36 wins this season, 77 points through 55 games. First meeting of the year between the Avalanche and the Rangers. New York chips the puck deep into the Colorado zone. Johnson after it, turns it around into the corner. Stastny after the puck in the corner. He comes out of the corner with the puck, skates out towards center, chipped it off the boards and got it out. Back to pick it up, Stralman, the defenseman for New York, up ice for Stahl. He tips the puck deeper into the Colorado zone. McGinn chases, center in front, and a backhand try goes wide. Chris Kreider with a good chance right in front of the net. Nash, who's been on fire with a shot, and the save made by Varlamov. Nash with 11 goals last 13 games, and he really has picked it up for New York. Cross ice pass for Duchesne. New York's had a couple of early chances. Now it's the Avs' turn. The pass in front picked off and spun back around by Stepan. Shot goes off the side of the net. Wrestling back behind the cage. Puck scooped up by Duchesne. He gets poke check, followed by Barry, and he blasts one that gets blocked. Holden will try. Saved by Lundqvist. Rebound. Rangers have got it. And it's cleared out to center. And a high lift. And it'll roll deeper into the Colorado zone. Both teams change up.
Mike, we've already seen more action in the first 2 minutes. We saw the first 2 periods last night.
I was going to say the first 58 minutes last night. Lundqvist after the puck. Just different styles of play from the Devils to the Rangers, what they will allow to happen in a game. Puck is peeled out to center ice. Pouliot had it for a moment. Turned back by the Avs. Pouliot chasing back. Turns the puck into his own zone. Sent out towards center. Carried through the middle. And shot from center ice by Kevin Klein, just recently acquired from the Nashville Predators, as Varlamov covers the puck on the face-off in the Avalanche zone.
Well, for Avalanche fans, we've seen a lot of Rick Nash over the years, for his years as the real star for the Columbus Blue Jackets. But Mike, he started slow. He had a concussion, and you know, it takes a player a while to get through that, past that. But he hasn't scored the last couple of games. We went through a stretch where he had 11 goals in 11 games. Interesting, not a single assist during that time.
Face off in the Colorado zone. Varlamov, who had the night off last night. It was J.S. Giguère who got the start and then the overtime win for Colorado. But certainly Varlamov has been not one of, maybe the story this season for the Avalanche in his play, with 28 wins for Colorado. And on several nights we can think of that he was clearly the best player and stole some games and some wins this season for the Avalanche.
He would easily.
Chance by Callahan gets denied by Varlamov. Another wraparound try at the far side. Scooped up by the Rangers. Center Callahan with a shot, and look at Varlamov come immediately out and gave Callahan no angle to be able to shoot the puck by him.
A couple of things to watch on this one. Just the way that Varlamov moves. But on the second one, the Avalanche do a nice job of sealing off the side so that Varlamov can move out on the play. Now watch him, Varlamov, move out. Hayda did a great job of taking the man away from the front of the net. But boy, was he aggressive on that shot.
Callahan was in a good spot there between the circles, but no opening. Varlamov scooped out like that. Stallman's shot turned aside with the stick by Varlamov. Backhand try goes wide. Rangers still with the puck in the Av zone. Cutting across, shot going to that top hand corner. Anton Strawman, the defenseman, thought he saw an opening in that top right hand corner. Shot back towards Varlamov. Loose puck in front, swatted at but missed. And it's carried out to center ice. Bordelov's got it for Colorado. Couldn't get into the Rangers zone. Carcillo moves in, he shoots, rang it off the post. And the puck comes back and around into the corner. Well, last night, New Jersey hit the post quite a few times against Giguère and the Avalanche, and already we've got a post hit by the Rangers here in the first period.
It looks like the Rangers think they found something in Varlamov. Twice now they shot the puck from behind the goal line, sort of mid-high, and they're thinking maybe he's going to be cheating and pulling away from the post a little bit.
It's one of those scatter reports. Yeah. The Rangers haven't played for a little while. They've had some days to prepare for this game, while the Avalanche last night were in New Jersey to play the Devils. Rangers recently with a couple of outdoor games at Yankee Stadium, winning them both against the Islanders and the Devils. Nash almost stole the puck away from Barry. They tie each other up. The puck is pushed out to center and played by Barry back for Holden. Right up the middle. Through the middle circle for Parenteau. Dropped it off for Landeskog. His shot gets blocked. And the puck is taken by Kreider. He'll skate out to center. Lots of room as he gets past the red line. Picks up speed. Cuts in. Throws to the boards. Pass back to the point. Shot by Strawman. Saved by Varlamov. Rebound. Then goes back behind the net. It is grabbed. Zuccarello. Crowd loves him here in New York. Scores a lot of goals. Not a big guy. And every time he touches the puck, they're going zoom. He just has become a real fan favorite here.
He's on Team Norway. He's the lone NHL player on Team Norway.
So you're rooting for him, then?
I'm hoping for him.
Zuccarello through the middle. Nice pass. Tipped on in. Stallman with the puck. His pass goes across to the corner. Smack behind the net. Broussard, the former Columbus Blue Jacket, makes the pass. Zuccarello, pass towards the front, cut off, back in front, chopped at, and stopped by Varlamov. Again, a very tough angle shot there for the Rangers. But Varlamov was tight up against the post. We played 5.5 minutes. Good action. Strawman shot through a pack of players in front of the net. Didn't make it through. Deflects away. But Peter, the Rangers are spending a lot of time in the Av zone in this first period.
It's impressive. They're quick and they're fast right now. They have not played a game yet in the month of February. The Avalanche, of course, have played a couple, including last night in Jersey.
I think the Rangers are still thawing out from that outdoors game that they had to play.
Didn't that look cozy?
Pass flicked across by Callahan. Punched in from center by Brad Richards. And the puck sent around the end boards. Scooped up in the far side corner. Centering try by Hagelin. Comes back towards the point. Shot around and to the near side. Hagelin. Checked by Johnson of the Avalanche. Played to the point. Kept in. Right at the blue line. By John Moore. Rangers get the puck behind the Avs net. Handoff. Moore snuck in from the point. Bounces off the backboards. Mitchell, former New York Ranger, shifted up the boards. And we got a whistle. We're going to have our first penalty of the game. Well, the ice has been tilted a little bit towards the Avalanche zone. Varlamov's had to be sharp. The posts have helped as well. And we're going to have our first power play chance. It'll belong to the Rangers in a scoreless first period.
Now the Avalanche, as they did last night, Mike, they got a little penalty trouble in the first period. But Johnson comes across, plays the man hard. I think the referee on the far side Saw him jump a little bit, takes the first penalty of the game. Now the Avalanche have to do what they did last night and kill these penalties off, or this penalty off.
Power play belongs to the Rangers. Roughing's the call on Johnson at 6:38. And the Rangers this season, 9th in the league on the power play. 37 power play goals this season for the Avalanche. Penalty killing, they're ranked 14th. Centering try, tipped all the way back to the point. Shot down, and Varlamov reached up with the glove and knocked it away, and then it's cleared out by Colorado. Last night, the Avalanche were shorthanded 3 times in the first period. Overall, they killed 4 penalties last night against the Devils. Pass back towards the point. McDonough behind the slot, shot, knocked down, and then cleared out by Colorado.
Now, we've watched him all season long do this, but Varley's concentration level right now is off the charts. He doesn't stop concentrating until the puck is at the other end of the ice.
He's just focused. Pass back towards Richards. High in the slot. Rich shot, and that hit the blocker of Varlamov. So that try by Bessard. Zuccarello moves it around the boards. McDonough winds and shoots and went off of Varlamov. Richards plays it around. Zuccarello in the high slot. McDonough keeps it in play. Zuccarello skates to the corner with the puck. Pouliot plays it over to Richards. Power play for New York. Steal by John Mitchell of Colorado. And he'll get to the red line. Shoots the puck around the shelf in the Rangers zone. Put back behind the net by Stepan for McDonough. Ryan McDonough makes the pass up the wing. Too far for Nash. And the Rangers are called for icing.
Well, again, just watching Varley in and around, you see him go down. He follows the puck, tracking the puck the whole time. The Rangers have done everything. I mean, they've had 14 shots, 14 shots, and we've only played 8.5 minutes.
And they've hit the post as well. Those don't count as shots on goal. McDonough to the corner. Rangers working on that power play. And Girardi sends the puck to center. Tipped across by Kreider. Bounce back. Good aggressive penalty killing by the Avalanche. Pass by McDonough. Tipped by Kreider. So no icing. Back to get his Hayda. So the Avalanche did a nice job on that penalty killing. Good saves from Varlamov and some aggression by the Avalanche. And the Rangers 0 for 1 on the power play. Landeskog works the puck back to the point for Holden. Slides it across for Barry. His shot goes wide. Tipped to the corner by Nash. Played back to the point for Holden. Bounced out to center off of Landeskog. Barry, the middle circle, lost the puck. Carried in by Boyle down the middle. Backhand blocked by Holden of Colorado. The puck trickles into the corner. O'Reilly, last night's hero in overtime, chips the puck, tipped in right at the blue line by New York. Carcillo in the corner, pass behind the net. Backhand in front, hit a skate, and the Avalanche have it. Parenteau skating out to center. Mark Stahl has the puck in the corner. O'Reilly on him. Stahl makes a long pass across for Carcillo. He'll skate past the red line, chip the puck into the Colorado zone.
The Rangers just continuing to put pressure on the puck all over the ice. The Avalanche still trying to get their legs in this game.
10 minutes into the first period. Icing ball on Colorado. 14-2 shot advantage for Colorado. Excuse me, for the New York Rangers here over Colorado in this first period.
Of course, a face familiar, obviously, to Avalanche fans. Alain Vigneault comes over from the Vancouver Canucks to take over the New York Rangers as John Tortorella goes from the Rangers to take over the Vancouver Canucks. Tortorella had returned to the bench last night for the Vancouver Canucks.
There's another coach, Peter, in a long list for this New York Rangers team. Can you believe it? Tonight, for the New York Rangers, 5,999th regular season game. Isn't it amazing?
Was it 88 years?
It's a lot of hockey game. Out at center ice, Duchesne brings the puck in, coming wide. Brings it around the end boards, chased to the corner. Roll up the far side, kicked by McDonough behind the Rangers net. Played up the boards. Angle in the center. Shoots it across, wide open chance, and it's shot high and wide. Wow, wide open coming down that far side. Brad Richards missed the net. Avs come back the other way into the New York zone. Duchesne punches it around, back towards the point. Flicked by Benoit. Avalanche keeping the puck in the New York zone. Mitchell checked along the wall, held at the point by Gennon, and behind the net. Girardi sends it around the boards, chipped at, and chopped at, and sent out to center by Callahan. Nailed from center ice by Gennon around the boards into the New York zone. Pass behind the net. Moore sends it around for Girardi. Up the middle, out to center ice. Zuccarello coming wide. Fully out to the front of the net, and that shot gets deflected by Varlamov. Out of play. Rangers, lots of shots, lots of chances, but no score in New York.
In 2006, I was standing on my couch, jumping up and down when Sweden won against Finland in the gold medal game, and my dad was telling me to stop, relax, like don't jump, don't ruin the couch. I'm like, kidding me? Like, we'll buy a new couch. We just won the Olympics. So that's one of the better memories I definitely have.
How important are these? I happened to be at those Olympics. Peter Forsberg couldn't play. He dressed and just wanted to be on the bench and celebrate with his teammates. He knew he couldn't play. He was too injured. It was the year that he went to Philadelphia, and he couldn't play, but he was going to be out there with his countrymen.
Well, you want to make sure during our Toyota intermission report coming up during the first intermission of the whole feature with Gabe Landeskog and talking about the Olympics. That's coming up during the first intermission. Just 8 minutes away, 8 minutes of hockey away. Through 12 minutes of play, 15-2 shot advantage for the Rangers, as Colorado's had no shots in the last 10 minutes. All 13 shots have been by New York. Here's a chance though for Barry to come in. He waits, pass in front, shot. Oh, what a chance for the Avs with Landeskog coming down the middle. Barry, without a stick, had to turn and go back to the bench. Varlamov will handle the puck. Threw it up off the boards. Does come out to center. Pushed back into the Colorado zone. Johnson protecting the puck. Coming up the middle. He gets decked and the puck is brought back in. Down the near wing by Kreider. Runs into Hayda. And Landeskog turns at the blue line. Pushes the puck out to center. The Rangers all over it again. And the puck lifted back in. Into the corner. Eric Johnson will come back to get to the puck for Colorado. Flips out to center ice, but as he did that, Peter, there were 3 Rangers right on him. Yep. They're really pressuring the puck tonight. And the puck hit one of the Ranger players, I believe, sitting on the bench. So that's the reason the play has stopped here in this first period. No score in our game.
Well, for the Avalanche, there's their best chance. And like we've talked about it before, the mental approach for a goaltender. It's very easy right now for Varley to be in the zone. He is facing shots. He's lots of pressure. For Lundqvist at the other end is completely different. I mean, he's been sitting waiting for something, and then you got to have that split-second reaction.
Remains 0-0. Dumped in, and the puck has gone out of play. Let's take a look at who is in the groove. Brought to you, as always, by Groove Subaru and Tyson Barrie. How about that? Has he just found his game here?
And we were talking about the pregame show. This is game 81 of his NHL career, spread over 3 years. And you look at the fact he was sent down to the minors, and again this year, Mike, and he came back with a different attitude. He said, you know what? I'm not going down again. If I do, it's going to be playing my game. And that's pushing the puck, pushing the play every single shift.
And right now, he's on a 5-game point streak with a couple of goals and 4 assists for Tyson Barrie. That's not the longest point streak going right now. Gabe Landeskog on a 6-game point streak. Played back to Carcillo at the blue line. Flip towards the corner. for Brian Boyle. One hand's out in front. McLeod gets bumped, fights that off. Going to work to the puck out through center. Is able to scoop it past John Moore. Back into the New York zone. Pass through the middle. Gets tipped by Dominic Moore. And the puck taken behind the net. Eric Johnson carrying to center ice. Through the circle and over the line. Keeps moving. Eric Johnson. Pass into the middle. Callahan cut it off. It bounces free. Pushed to center ice. That creates a 2-on-1 for the Rangers. Nice pass down the middle. Backhander scored! Ryan Callahan, the captain of the New York Rangers, has finally scored a goal on the 16th shot of the period. Callahan gets the goal. That's his 10th of the season, and New York leads the game 1-0.
Now the Avalanche. First Johnson pushes the puck in the zone, Mike, and he falls. Now watch on the far side. Jan Hejda comes in. He on this side over here, and he thinks he can get. He can't. And all of a sudden, who's the only man back? That's Matt Duchene. And Duchene goes at the man. He tried to quickly go at him, but Callahan's right there. Nice pass, good play. But the Avalanche getting aggressive with their defenseman. In this particular case, it backfires.
Hagelin made the pass. Callahan found a way to beat Varlamov and the Rangers. It took them 16 shots to do it, but they finally have been able to score a goal here in this first period. Let's give you the scoring summary. 10th goal of the season for Ryan Callahan, with it coming at 14-16. And the only assist to Carl Hagelin. 1-0 New York. Rangers winners of their last 3 games. And the Avalanche winners of their last 4 in a row. But for New York, it's been a while since they've beaten the Avalanche in this building. They have to go all the way back to February of 2009, the last time that New York beat Colorado here. John Moore shoots it on target, and Varlamov will make the safe play, covers the puck, and we'll take a timeout. No less than 5 minutes to go in our first period. The captain for the Rangers is giving his team a 1-0 lead. Let's play Did You Know? Brought to you by Stevenson Automotive. All right, this Avalanche player played in 18 playoff games with the Rangers in 2012. Was it Max Talbot? That's C1. C2 would be John Mitchell, or C3 would be P.A. Parento. Text your answer, and we'll give you the correct one in the third period.
And that was the year that the New Jersey Devils beat the New York Rangers in the conference finals to go on and play the L.A. Kings.
And that beat the Devils for the Stanley Cup. Kings won their first ever cup. Avalanche have the puck after the face-off. Parento's pass almost picked off by Nash. It's lifted in, bounces between the circles. McDonough fires a pass off the boards to center. Landeskog will take it back for Colorado. Pass up ice for Parento. Handoff goes to Barry. He'll shoot the puck around the boards in the New York zone. Girardi passed and get out of the zone. Shot by Holden, slowed up, and there's a man up ice. There's the pass, but it's slipped by Nash. No icing. Nash will get to the puck first. He gets shielded away from the puck by Holden, who did a good job there on Rick Nash. And Stastny's pass comes around the boards for Holden. He leads Landeskog out to center ice. Coming over the line, his pass got deflected one-on-one. The puck brought in by Dominic Moore, spins, and his backhander misses. A hit in the corner by Carcillo. Frees up the puck. Parento's pass deflected. Carcillo shoots wide of the net. Held at the far side. Shot saved by Varlamov on Klein's chance. And Barry shoots the puck around the boards. From the point, shot tipped, and it landed on top of the net. Then a shot deflected away by Varlamov. Moore's pass towards the point. Got tipped over the head of Klein. He'll chase the puck into the neutral zone. Put it up off the boards for John Moore. Steal by McLeod after that hit. His pass stopped by Klein. Carcillo ties up his man. And John Moore backhands the puck up and out of the zone for New York.
The Avalanche are getting some great goaltending, but a little bit of luck here in this first period.
Johnson's long shot. Stick save, and it was right at Cleach. And it bounced away. Marc-Andre Cleach, who actually was a New York Ranger draft choice, second round in 2005. Cleared out to center. Haino shoots it right back in on Lundqvist. Quick pass to center ice. Over the line. Hagelin. His shot bounced and comes wide. Gloved by Varlamov. He'll hold it for a face-off with 2:38 left to go. Rangers leading the game 1-0.
When we're up as high as we are, and this is a much better view than it used to be. You're not quite sure where that puck is going to come down, but that came down right on top of the goalpost. But again, you saw how quick Varlamov was. It hit the back bar and then the side, just the side of the bar rolled away.
Ever so close. The Avalanche. We've seen the Rangers hit a post earlier. That one laying on top of the net. It remains a 1-0 lead for New York. Steal. Richards turns with the puck. Centered shot scored by Ryan Callahan, his second of the first period. And Brad Richards set it up. And New York ahead 2-0.
For a while it was hard work by the Rangers. Now it's mistakes by the Avalanche. The Avalanche are just not moving the puck out of the zone with any sort of authority. They get it and they're soft passing it up the wall. They're going through the middle. In a period where you're just trying to get out of it, let your goaltender relax. Between periods, just being down 1-0, all of a sudden you change the whole complexion of the game. Nice play by Richards. Callahan. And Mike Callahan, has he been the talk of the hockey world about the contract demands that he has and the fact that he might get traded as captain of the New York Rangers?
Could you elaborate a little bit? Is it a case where the consensus is maybe he's just asking for more?
He's asking for an awful lot of money for an awfully long time for a guy that's 28, but he feels that this is his big contract time.
Well, he's got a couple of goals here in this first period, including this one, is 11th of the season, second of the night. 17:35 the time, and Richards with the assist. Nice setup for Callahan. Zuccarello cutting down the middle, makes the pass, shot by Pouliot, deflected away by Varlamov. Puck swings around the board. Girardi had pinched in, put it behind the net. Pouliot centers in front. Deflected. McKinnon lost the puck. Zuccarello back to the point for Girardi. And then behind the net, Rangers again with the puck in the Avalanche zone and spending some time there. Girardi's pass. Pouliot with the puck. Lifted up and out. Rangers back at their own blue line. Stepan makes the pass across for McDonough. Driven into the boards by Johnson. It's going to be a penalty. 2-0 lead for the Rangers here in the first period of play. Luxury has an address. Cooney Lexus invites you to see the full line of Lexus all-weather drive sedans and luxury utility vehicles for 2014. They're available at Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village and Colorado Springs.
Have a look at the penalty. Landeskog gets caught in behind a man a little bit. Johnson comes across to help, but the penalty had already been called. And well, I'll tell you, Mike, we talked all season about the Avalanche, how well they skate. This has been a real quick period by the New York Rangers.
In terms of one period of play, one of the most impressive ones we've seen this season against Colorado.
Absolutely, without question, in every aspect. Lundqvist was only tested once, but he was solid. The defenseman jumping up in the pit, they have snapped past all period long.
Outshot the Avalanche 20-4. Now in their second power play, and you know, when you're spending that much time in your own zone, you're going to take penalties.
Absolutely.
Nash to the point. McDonough feeds it back for Nash, cutting across with that long reach. Gives to Richards, cross ice. Scooped up by Kreider. Fired back to the point for McDonough. To Kreider. To the far side wall. Back to the point. Nice pass through the legs. And that pass down the middle, cut off by Hayda. And he'll send it down the ice into the Ranger zone. Back to get it, McDonough. Long pass to the middle circle. Richards fires a pass over the line. Shot by Nash right at the end of the period, deflects away. But what an impressive period by the New York Rangers. Varlamov had to be spectacular just to keep it a 2-0 game.
Yeah, they've been better, getting better and better. New coaching system, new coaching style. And it looks like the New York Rangers have really caught on.
2 goals, both of them scored by their captain Ryan Callahan at 14-16 and then at 17-35. That makes it 2-0 for New York. Stay tuned for the Toyota Intermission Report. Completed 1 period of hockey at Madison Square Garden, and the New York Rangers, what a period they had. 20 shots in that first period. 2 of them went in, both by Ryan Callahan. And the New York Rangers still have a little power play time left here as we start the second period. It was a very impressive first period for New York, but the Avalanche, they're just 2 goals down. We know how the Avalanche can react.
Oh, absolutely, but they're going to have to react pretty quickly. You know, that was the best period we've seen the team play against the Avalanche.
No doubt.
No question about that. But the Avalanche also shot themselves in the foot. They got some good goaltending through the first part of this period for the Colorado Avalanche. Varlamov, outstanding. He was giving them a chance to get themselves going. And then the Avalanche, late in the period, started to just make mistakes where they started to stand up. They weren't strong on the puck. They were coming down, and then you see the man back on this 2-on-1 is Duchesne, as the 2 defensemen got caught off ice. And then on the second one, they're just a giveaway. They have the puck, just a giveaway, and all of a sudden again, Callahan, who had a terrific first period, along with a lot of New York Rangers, made it 2-0. And now, Mike, you got to kill it and start to slowly get this game back, if you can, under control for the Avalanche, because boy, with the New York Rangers flying in that first period.
Here we go. Start of the second period. The Avalanche still with 1:02 left in the penalty on Landeskog. That's the amount of time they still have to kill. We start our second period. Rangers lead it 2-0. Ryan Callahan with his 10th and 11th goals of the season. Varlamov out of the net. Get to the puck. Push it up the boards. Turn right back around. Pouliot in the corner. Behind the net. Zuccarello to the corner. Back to the far point. Richards gets the puck back. Makes the pass. Back for Richards. Sauced across for Ryan McDonough. Down low. Back to McDonough from Pouliot. His shot saved. Rebound. Chance. Wiped at by Zuccarello, but then cleared out by the Avalanche.
There was a really good defensive play made by Nate Ginnon on that last little play. He just played the man stick, played him hard, knocked him down, didn't let him get to the rebound.
Rangers offside coming into the Avalanche zone, leaving just 11 seconds to go in the Landeskog penalty.
Oh, Brad Richards, Mike, he's an interesting guy. A couple of years ago, he was it on the free agent market. He was the guy. He was a center iceman, all kinds of skill, won a Stanley Cup in Tampa Bay, came over the Rangers, and like, it just didn't work. There's a lot of talk that he was going to be bought out at the start of this season, but he has had a much more solid, complete year this year for the Rangers.
As you pointed out, Peter, a different style of hockey now played. You've changed coaches. Nash swipes the puck in front, and Varlamov makes the save. You go from John Tortorella and the way he wanted hockey played here, as opposed to Alain Vigneault, their new coach. It's just a different feel of how the game is played.
Yeah, absolutely. And inside of that, Mike, you have to remember, okay, think back to the Vancouver Canucks with the Sedins and Kessler. They were more wide open. They like to open things up offensively. And when you're an offensive guy, as Richards is, but as you look at the last 10 games for these two hockey clubs, both playing very, very well, it's going to give them a little more freedom.
Rangers 3 wins in a row. Avalanche with 4 wins in a row. To the point. Shot by Strawman. That deflects away. Back up the wing. Down low. Bouncing puck. Scoop to the corner. Stepan to the corner for Kreider. Back up the boards. Fires a pass to the point. Shot by Stahl. Gets blocked. Through the middle. Carried by Nash. Past the red line. Dumped into the Colorado zone. Pass behind the net. Holden had it. Kicks at the puck. Hagelin after it for New York. He wins the one-on-one battle. Wrapped around try. Comes through the crease. Step on behind the net for Callahan. Protecting the puck. Hooked it back behind the net for Hagelin to take. Wrap around try. Denied. Played back to the point for Moore. His shot saved, made by Varlamov. No rebound.
Well, you look around the National Hockey League, you think Chicago, Anaheim, St. Louis, best clubs in the league. Colorado right there, and the New York Rangers, 17-10 on the road this year. They had sort of a remarkable start to this season as far as the renovations of this building. The Rangers started the first 9 games on the road, and like we're 3-6, so they have just improved dramatically on the road.
This is the oldest building in the National Hockey League that a team plays in. Duchesne shot, and Lundqvist gets a piece of it. Shot, that gets blocked in front. But as you pointed out, Peter, $1 billion in renovation. It's got a new look to it, even though it's been here longer than any other building currently being used in the National Hockey League. What's your sense of how this place is now with the renovations?
Oh, I think it's great. I mean, but you would know far better because this is where you used to come to watch all the games when you were a kid. And what's your sense of the feel of this place?
I think they did a wonderful job with it. They really did, but still kept a lot of that old magic. But they've updated things. It looks great. Out to center ice, Duchesne has the puck to the red line, dumped in on Lundqvist, makes the save. 28 shots for the Rangers, 5 for the Avalanche, and a 2-0 lead for New York. Ryan Callahan has both the goals for the Rangers. Dominic Moore along the end line, looking to make a play, fires it out in front. That stopped. Carcillo from the knees makes the pass. Moore's shot off the side of the Colorado net. Johnson gets the pass for Colorado, moves it over to Hayda, and he leads them McKinnon through center ice. It's a couple of nice moves. Backhander and his teammate Mitchell. And a fight for the puck. Rangers have got it. Carcillo checked by Holland and pinched in from the point. Center cross, knocked down, buried in. His shot gets tipped by Pouliot, and the puck has gone out of play.
Yeah, Mike, this is it is a great building. There's no question about it. And you know, you come into the city of New York. Some people love it, some people hate it. I happen to find it absolutely thrilling to come, you know, in to visit. And I'm not sure I'm a New Yorker, you know, through and through to live here in town. But boy, it's a great place to come to. And the fans here, they are just unique.
You see some of those banners that are the retired, yeah. Some of the New York Knicks, you know, some of those great teams.
Eddie G. Coleman.
Hey. Back to the point. Barry shot, and that is stopped by the goaltender, Henrik Lundqvist. And all of a sudden, a few more shots coming for the Avalanche here in the second period.
Well, you're sitting in the locker room between periods. You're sitting on the bench right now. I mean, obviously, plenty of time to go in this game, and you know you need one. You get one, you're back within one, and you're back within one play.
Well, it certainly was the case last night. Not that they were being dominated by New Jersey, but nothing much was happening. Jersey had the lead through the first 58 minutes of play. You just need one just to get it in overtime, and that's what happened for the Avs, and they won the game. Shot by Hayden, that one went off the post. Pass up ice and a breakaway chance. Shot off the side of the net. All of a sudden, there was a quick burst of speed up the middle by Rick Nash. And he had an opportunity, but Varlamov, certainly one of the best, not the best, on breakaway chances when he has to defend. Boy, he's just as good as they get in the National Hockey League. Down low, a pass. Going for Stepan. Got away from him. Avalanche counter the other way. Benoit's pass for Stastny. He's in. He shoots. Blocked by Girardi. They're going to whistle. Going to have a penalty. And Girardi being called for a penalty. So the Avalanche putting some pressure on. They've hit a post, and now they're about to get a power play for the first time in the game.
And the interesting thing about the post and then the play right after, a set play. That was a set play. The minute the puck hit the post and was coming out, Nash just took off. And they threw the puck right down the middle. And you don't take off on a situation like that unless it's a set situation for the New York Rangers.
Once again, Dan Girardi, 2 minutes for holding at 4:56.
So it is a holding penalty on Girardi. First power play chance for the Avalanche in this game. Now, if the Avs score in the power play, a lucky winner will get tickets to an upcoming game. For a chance to win, register at afwonline.com/altitude. Parenteau. Nice little flip pass. Shot by Duchesne. The save by Lundqvist. Back up to the point for Johnson. Puts it around the wall. O'Reilly. Then Parenteau. Clearing attempt held by Duchesne. The Avalanche. Shot by McGinn. Stopped by Lundqvist. The Avs last night 1 for 5 on the power play. The game-winning goal in overtime was a power play goal for O'Reilly. All told this season, the Avalanche ranked 13th in the league on the power play with 32 scored. And for the Rangers, been very good this season penalty kill. 7th best in the NHL. McKinnon to center. His pass broken up. Played back towards the blue line for Landeskog. Sent across for Benoit. Who gives to Barry. To Benoit. Tip to the corner. Steal by Strawman. He gets challenged along the boards. Held at the point by Barry. And the clearing attempt knocked down. McKinnon shot. Glove save made by Lundqvist. He was going for that far side. Was McKinnon. He's got that quick release, but Lundqvist robbed him with the glove save.
And finding the Avalanche getting a little pressure here over the course of the last couple of minutes, but Lundqvist he couldn't come out completely. He had to respect the fact that there was a man coming down the alley to his left. So he had to be back a little bit, and McKinnon, good shot, better save.
McKinnon came into this game 5-game point streak. 3 goals and 5 assists. Pass shot by Landeskog, and he scores. And the Avalanche get the power play goal from Gabe Landeskog. Now on a 7-game point streak is the Avalanche captain. And the Avalanche have cut the lead in half. And tonight, it's been all captains scoring. 2 for the Rangers, and now the Avalanche get on the board.
And this is just good, quick passing. The Avalanche struggled a little bit in the first part of this power play, but that's textbook passing right there. Everything down low, great pass up front, great shot. And the Avalanche, boy, again, you see what Stastny brings when he comes back to the lineup. There's just that tape-to-tape nature of how he passes the puck in the offensive zone.
And it pays off with the 17th goal of the season for Gabe Landeskog. And the Avalanche now trail 2-1. The Rangers have the puck. Kreider throws it back across. All that effort for the Rangers during that first period was so impressive. Well, they're just up 2-0, and the Avalanche now within 1 goal of tying it up. After all that we saw during that first pass picked off, Talbot escaped the center ice. Got McLeod and Holden trailing. Mitchell as well. Passed over to Holden. Meanwhile, the net has been moved. And so they have stopped the play here in our second period. For the Avalanche, Landeskog from McKinnon and Stastny on the power play at 6:37. Let's look at tonight's Coors Light cold, hard facts. And look how close the Avalanche are behind St. Louis and Chicago.
But the cold, hard fact, like that the Avalanche are looking at a little bit, is right now, as far as 8 clubs will make the playoffs in the Western Conference, they are 15 points ahead of the 9th place club. Now, they have way higher hopes than finishing in 7th or 8th in the wild card spots. But they're 15 ahead, and they are 18 ahead of 10, 11, 12 in the West.
Talked with Coach Waugh today, Peter, and said to me, we are no longer looking behind us at the teams that are trailing us in the division. Now we're looking ahead at St. Louis and Chicago. Scored from the point! A lot of traffic in front, and Anton Stralman with a long shot up in the top left-hand corner on that stick side of Varlamov. And it's a 3-1 lead for the Rangers.
Well, the Avalanche get it going a little bit, and then all of a sudden the New York Rangers just... I think it was
the leg of Duchesne there?
I think it's Duchesne comes across and just may have just touched it a bit, but I think there's no question about it. Varlamov could not find that puck. He didn't see it until it was past him.
Now for Coach Waugh, his team now trailing by 2 again. Strawman scoring his first goal of the season. The Rangers lead at 3-1. Mitchell for the Avs. Checked against that backboard. Richard brings the puck, sends it up the wall. To look at the scoring summary, Strawman at 7:30. Lundqvist makes the save. Zuccarello and Brassard get the assist. Brassard now on a 4-game point streak for the New York Rangers. Well, the defenseman for the Rangers with that long shot looked like it deflected, and it gets by Varlamov. Now, Coach Waugh, after seeing his team score that goal, get some momentum going, now back down by 2.
Again, it has been the resolve of this club that's been so impressive for the Avalanche. So as much as you kind of went, oh, okay, you know, it is just now time to get back to work for the Avs, as they have played better, certainly here in this second period.
Skated to center by Carcillo. Blocked. Landeskog had to kick off him. Pushed ahead by Carcillo. Into the Colorado zone. John Hayden finds Landeskog. Got the Avalanche goal. Power play goal. Scored earlier in this period. I think it's 6:37. That had cut the lead. Rangers were up by 1, up 2-1. And a goal by Strawman. And back to a 2-goal advantage for New York. We're in the second period. A bouncing puck towards Lundqvist, and he's able to cover and get a face-off in the New York zone. If the Avalanche win tonight, the CSU Global application fee will be waived on Wednesday. CSU Global is the 100% online university where you can earn your bachelor's or master's degree. You can apply now at csuglobal.edu.
And certainly, Michael, no disrespect to Eddie Giacomin. Giacomin was the Los Angeles Kings announcer the first time the New York Rangers came to town in the old arena in Los Angeles. First game I ever went to was the New York Rangers, and Eddie Giacomin as the guy. He was your favorite player.
Yes, he was. That was my guy growing up. Into the corner with the puck. McLeod spun away. Carried up the near side wing. Blocked at the red line. Chipped back in. And behind the net. Back in and around the boards. Zuccarello carries the puck in. Down the slot. Strawman just scored the goal to make it 3-1 New York. With the puck behind the net. Faced by Pouliot. Skates all the way back to the blue line. Chipped it back towards the corner. The Rangers in the Avalanche zone. Played around the end boards by Brassard. Kick free. Zuccarello moves it towards the point. Shot by McDonough. Save made by Varlamov. Brassard lets it go behind the net. Zuccarello turns. Shoots the puck across. And the race won by Stepan. Battles in front of the net. Puck tipped free. Tipped in at the point. Girardi sent it across, but it was bouncing. Nash will chase it into the center zone. Sends it back across. Girardi shoots the puck off of Barry of Colorado into the Avalanche zone, and Varlamov dives across to cover the puck. Face-off will be in the Colorado zone when we come back. Teams have traded goals in the second period. It's 3-1 in favor of New York.
You look at a couple of rookies with a different way of approaching their rookie season. Nathan MacKinnon played in junior last year for Kreider. Mike, how about this? He had played 18 games in the playoffs before he played his first game regular season in the National Hockey. He came right out of college and went all the way to the Stanley Cup, you know, the conference finals with the Rangers, and only played 23 games last year. So he kept his rookie, kept his rookie card for this year, and so this is technically his rookie season.
3-1 lead for New York. Kreider gets back up onto his skates. Pass behind the net. Cut off by MacKinnon. What a rookie season he is having. He shoots wide of the net. MacKinnon with 20 goals, 41 points, and currently on a 5-game point streak. Shot in deep by Klein. Avalanche come out towards center. Less than 9 minutes to go in the second period. Ryan McDonough for the Rangers moves it around. Girardi's pass through the middle. Richards trying to whip it backhand. Cross ice, deflects back into the Av zone.
And Mike, the Rangers are trying to be unbelievably creative doing these spin backhand passes, zone passes. I mean, this has been a pretty impressive offensive game that they've put together.
O'Reilly lost the puck to McDonough. It's such a different look for this Rangers team than we've been used to the last 2 years watching them how they play. O'Reilly, Duchesne going down the middle. O'Reilly cuts around, trying to center, tipped away, but Duchesne at the side of the net has the puck. Moves it free for O'Reilly to take. Back towards Duchesne, gets checked, but O'Reilly comes up with the puck, moves to the half boards, bounces it back to the point. Hayter slides it across for Johnson. To the side of the net for Duchesne. O'Reilly picks up the puck. Back to Duchesne. He gets checked. McGinn picks up the puck for Colorado. Squirts free. Duchesne on it. Turns. Shoots it across. Past McGinn. And Richards for New York. Crisscrossing at center ice with Hagelin. Shoots it in on net. And Varlamov able to push it ahead for Hayden to take. To Parenteau. Through the middle circle for Johnson. He makes his way in over the blue line. His shot gets deflected. Turned around the boards. There's a race for the puck. Poland pinched in. Chip past him, but Landeskog was in the right spot to keep it in. The Ranger zone. Centering try by Stastny deflected away. Chipped off the boards. Holden right at the blue line. Kept it in. Squeezed out to center ice. Smacked by Landeskog and comes back across the New York zone. Rink-wide pass to the neutral zone for Carcillo. He gets checked and held up by Holden. And it's swept back into the Colorado zone. Barry looked over his shoulder. Nobody coming at him immediately. Had time to move the puck to Holden. Passed out to center ice. Klein took it for New York. Takes a hit from Parenteau. Comes back for Klein. Shipped out to center ice. 6:45 remaining in the second. New York leading this game 3-1. They've outshot the Avalanche 34-13, but not quite the same domination as Curry in terms of shots the Rangers had during the first when they had 20 shots.
It's gotten actually a little bit scrambly here at this part of the game.
Pass off the boards all the way down the ice. The Rangers are going to get called for icing.
Now for Nathan MacKinnon. It was interesting comments about last night's game. Said it was the toughest defensive game that he's had to play through. You look at how he's been doing in the last 8 games. He has 12 points for the Avalanche, and you know, just putting up big numbers. But sure enough, when the game is over, he had an assist in that game. Came on the game-winning goal in overtime. But again, a learning experience for the 18-year-old rookie.
As he makes his way through the circuit. First game on the road against the New Jersey Devils. He had met previously this season, the Devils and the Avs. This is the first game between the Rangers and Colorado. Of course, there'll be one more game between these two teams in Denver. Pass to center ice. There's through the neutral zone. Zuccarello got by Benoit, but the Rangers were offside. And we'll return shortly to Madison Square Garden. 3-1 for New York.
Well, here's the Eastern Conference, and of course you look at how tight it is. You look in the Metropolitan Division. You got New Jersey 59, Washington 59, Carolina 59, 62 for Philadelphia. Big win for them last night. How about Columbus walking into Anaheim last night and winning 4-2? Anaheim, just stumbling a little bit at home where they've been so dominant, but that's the way it's going to be. And there's so many scouts here today, Mike. One, it's a pretty nice place to be, but
well, you saw the next opponent, the Philadelphia Flyers, right now out of the playoff picture.
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm just trying to crawl back in as we look at the penalty for Cleach right there. And for the Rangers, this is that time, Mike, where you could really put that stranglehold on this game.
Leash penalty, hooking at 14:09. Rangers 0 for 2 on the power play so far in this game. Dumped into the corner. Gannon, Hayden, Talbot, O'Reilly on the ice for the Avalanche, trying to kill this penalty. Step on to the point. McDonough's shot. And that one went off of Varlamov to the corner. Gannon ties up Kreider. And the Avalanche are able to clear the zone, sending the puck down the ice. Lundqvist will drop it. And McDonough. Long pass out to center ice. Cross ice into the middle. Zuccarello gets bumped by Mitchell. Backing up McDonough. Back to Zuccarello. Some time, some room to skate in. It's coming wide. Shoots it around the boards. Allowed to come back towards the point. Richards has it. Gives to Broussard. Back to Richards. They exchange places. Richards pass into the skates of Girardi. Broussard shot. Stick save made by Varlamov. Girardi's pass behind the net. Whipped around. Waiting on the near side. Richards couldn't handle it. Slip past him. McLeod comes the other way. And Broussard gives him a hip check and allows Zuccarello to take to the puck. Skate out to center ice. Joined on the rush. Chris Crossan over the line with Pouliot. But the Rangers are offside. With 13 seconds left in the Cleach penalty. Visit Avalanche territory Wednesday, February 26th for Guys Night Out when the Avs host the LA Kings. You can get 2 tickets, a couple of beers or Pepsis, and 2 t-shirts for just $59.
The LA Kings finally scored some goals last night, but they still lost 5-3 at home. If they had gone 360 minutes of hockey, 6 games, where Kopitar was the only player that scored. He scored 3 goals. That was it.
Nash Rister goes wide. Turned around the boards. Shot from the point. Cleach is out of the penalty box. Stastny pushes the puck ahead. Landeskog. Strawman in the corner. Strawman couldn't control the puck. Good play by Landeskog. Back behind the net. Stastny just couldn't quite reel it in. Pass in front. Save made by Lundqvist. And a one-on-one Nash against Johnson. That is curtailed because the penalty is being called.
And Kreider pulled down Stastny, and the New York coaching staff not going to be happy with this one. Their man's got a pretty good little break right here, and he just...
I saw that at the rodeo this summer.
Exactly. You know?
He just necktied him there. No, second power play for the Avalanche. 1-for-1, excuse me, as Landeskog scored the power play goal earlier in this period. His 3rd power play goal of the season. Another penalty on the Rangers coming up. Varlamov on his way to the bench. Rangers touched the puck just as Stastny was coming over the boards. And one for the Avalanche. You talk about a moment here in the game. 1:50 remaining in the Kreider penalty. So you're just 10 seconds into that penalty before another one is called on New York. Here comes a 5-on-3 for the Avalanche. A high sticking penalty called on the defenseman Dan Girardi.
And it's for 1 minute and 50 seconds. And you're absolutely right, Mike. I mean, you pull this game within 1 goal. You score on 1 of the 2. And, you know, you're going to the locker room down by 1. That is a much different game than we were talking about a few minutes ago.
But if you can score, say in the next 50 seconds, they leave you another minute of power play time. Parenteau finds Duchesne. 5-on-3 for the Avalanche. Stastny to Barry. Over to Duchesne. Goes around the horn. Tip back towards Duchesne. Pass through the middle for Stastny. Has to dive to get it back to Barry. To Duchesne. Down low for Parenteau. Duchesne. Barry. And a tip by McDonough. Comes back towards Barrie. And still keeping it around the perimeter. Shot by Parenteau, deflects and goes out of play. Now there's still a minute 9 remaining in the two-man advantage for the Avalanche.
Avalanche changing some bodies. You've got to get some shots, Mike. The passing is all great, but when it's on the outside in a 5-on-3, that's what the team is hoping for.
Yeah, if you're the Rangers, you're happy that they can pass all night long, or especially around the horn like that. Duchesne against the boards. Cross ice for McKinnon. His pass deflected, one-handed out to center right, so it's a race for the puck. Taken down the wing by Dominic Moore. McKinnon trying to do his best not to take a penalty. Bumped him a couple of times and got the puck free. Landeskog carries in. Pass across for Duchesne, slipped wide. Off the boards for Erik Johnson. Dancing along the blue line, looking for an opening. 30 seconds left in the two-man advantage. Pass, McKinnon, shot stopped by Lundqvist. Big time save, his best of the game. Back to the high slot for Johnson. Cross ice for Duchesne. Down low, Stastny tip, another kick save by Lundqvist. 5 seconds to go in the two-man advantage. Duchesne, cross ice pass for McGinn. Out of the box comes Kreider. So a minute and 50 of a two-man advantage. Pass in front, shot by Duchesne, he missed it high. And out of the box comes Girardi. So, over a 2-minute shot, and another save, point blank by Lundqvist, stopping Duchesne. That was 3 great saves by Lundqvist during that sequence, especially that one on McKinnon, and then that last one by Duchesne.
This game, I watched him early in the season. It was obviously on TV, and he didn't seem to be moving side to side as well as he is right now. He's back on top of his game. This is just a real solid read, good block down low. But McKinnon, who had his helmet knocked off in that last little exchange.
Well, that was a big moment in the game. Avalanche spent a lot of time passing the puck around in the perimeter. Finally, near the end, they had some chances, and Lundqvist made 2 huge saves during the 5-on-3 situation. And the last 10 seconds killed off when it was 5-on-4. And the Avalanche still trailing in the game 3-1. Pass towards McGinn. East to the corner. Hip check there by Girardi. Picked back up the wall. Mitchell turns and shoots, deflected wide. Around the boards, stopped by Benoit. Stopped in front of the net before it got to Lundqvist. Quick out in the pass for Callahan. He's got a man going down the middle. Callahan cuts across, the pass in front. And he won too many passes there for the Rangers, and the Avalanche counter the other way on 3-on-2. Parenteau shoots it wide of the Ranger net as we come to the end of the second period. Well, the Avalanche scored that first goal, Peter, made it 2-1. But then within a minute, Rangers scored again, and then the Avs couldn't score on that 5-on-3.
You're hoping we're not talking about that 5-on-3 as this game plays out, because it was right there for them to get back within 1 goal at least in this game.
Big saves from Lundqvist. And the teams exchanging goals during that period. Landeskog for the Avs, Strawman scoring for the Rangers. So it's 3-1 New York after 2. Get ready for the Subaru intermission report. New York City, the Avalanche in town to play the Rangers. We've had 2 periods of hockey at Madison Square Garden, and it's the Rangers leading the Avalanche 3-1. Well, for the Avalanche, they had their chance there during the second period late. A 2-man advantage for a minute and 50 seconds. The Avs moved the puck around on the perimeter for a while. When it came down right to the final bit of that two-man advantage, all of a sudden there was Lundqvist, who had to make some big-time saves.
Yeah, and as we talked about during the show, this is his 9th year at the New York Rangers. He has 20 wins every year that he's been with the New York Rangers, and he is the guy that they rally around. But you can certainly see, Mike, now that the Rangers, with this kind of goaltending, you know, with that star quality goaltending and some of the speed that we're seeing from this New York Ranger club, there's a little bit of controversy for, sort of surrounding this Ranger club. Like, anytime your captain may be on the block as far as going to be moved, that's an unsettling thing for a locker room. So you really need your goaltending, or your star players especially, to be solid, because at some point it's going to be resolved. People have said today, I was talking to some people in and around the building, and if you hear something once, you don't talk about it. But, you heard a couple people say they were wondering if Callahan was even going to play today, and that the trade was that imminent for the New York Rangers. And, I can't see it, but boy, oh boy, it's an interesting one for the Rangers.
A couple of things for Lundqvist, Peter. And with his appearance on Friday, moved him into a tie with Tiny Thompson for 50th in the all-time goaltender appearance list. He's 4 wins away from the 300th of his NHL career and 5 wins away from Mike Richards' franchise record of 301 wins. So he's moving up in some big-time company. The Rangers have the puck as we start our 3rd period. They are leading this game 3-1. Pass in the middle. Saved by Varlamov. And quick pass to center for McKinnon. Skates in, forced to the boards, makes a pass across off the chest of Mitchell. The Avalanche forward moves the puck behind the Ranger net. Swept around for Callahan. He had 2 first-period goals for New York. Shot kicked away by Lundqvist. Mitchell fires back to the point for Hayda. The puck behind the net. Good battle there between Stepan and Landeskog. Stastny's chance, and that was slowed up. Dribbles to the front, and Lundqvist dives on top of it to cover and get a face-off.
Well, the Rangers have continued to press the attack in this hockey game. The 36 shots on goal for the New York Rangers, and Mike, it's been really impressive. It's not like they're just sort of bowling to the front of the net. They've been good passing plays, backdoor plays. They've set them a lot of good offensive flow.
After last night's game, talked to Coach Wong. He said he was hoping, because the Rangers haven't played for so long, that they would be rusty when this game began. Anything but. Swung at by Nash, and that one went out of play. He knocked that one out of midair. If you're looking for a great car, check out the all-new Kias. Visit ColoradoKiaDealers.com. Discover Kia's full lineup. We've got high-quality, stylish, dependable vehicles, and you can find them all at ColoradoKiaDealers.com. We'll move the face-off to center ice. Duchesne against Brassard. Controlled by Colorado. Off of O'Reilly. Coming back for it. Brassard shoots it around the wall, out to center ice. Zuccarello pushing the puck deep into the Av zone. We'll get to it. Centers, tipped and scored! Varlamov just opened the pillows enough that the puck slid between the leg pads, and that makes it a 4-1 game. It looked like an innocent play, Peter, that turns into a goal for New York.
I believe it bounced off a Ranger player and then maybe off Ryan O'Reilly in front of the Avalanche net. But Brassard is a recipient of this, but again, they're just good hustle to get down low. Now watch the puck come out right there, and boom, off the leg and foot of O'Reilly. And has this been a tough night for the Matt Duchesne line? They have been on for all 4 of the goals now for the New York Rangers, and Mike, that makes for a very tough day.
It makes it 4-1 for New York. Slapped by McLeod into the Ranger zone. Moore has the puck. I'll show you the Kia scoring summary. Broussard gets credit for the goal. It's 1:58 into the period. Zuccarello with his second assist of the night for Broussard. He gets credit for the goal as it went off of O'Reilly skated in. That's his 10th of the season. An early goal in the first 2 minutes of the third period. The Rangers up 4-1, and that makes that 5-on-3 power play opportunity the Avs had for 1 minute and 50 seconds late in the period loom a little larger by not scoring on it.
Oh, absolutely. And even the atmosphere inside the locker room is, it's not as up as it would have been had they scored.
And the puck goes out of play. We'll have a face-off in the neutral zone.
Callahan is, when you listen to people talk about Callahan, I mean, he is the leader of his club. He is one of those glue guys that, you have to have. But again, there's with the salary cap and the way this league is nowadays, there is only so much money, and they have committed a lot of money to a couple of players.
Yeah, look at what Richards is getting. Nash. Now they've given a huge amount of money to Lundqvist. And it is interesting what value, what price do you put on the kind of game that Callahan plays. He's not a guy who's going to score 35, 40 goals in a season, but he brings so many other good hockey attributes. What is that worth in today's market?
Exactly, because I think the best example we always have is a guy that had the intangibles was Mike King. I mean, and he would score 15 goals and be such a big part of the club. Where you see another guy score 25 goals and you didn't miss him for a second once he was gone. There are things certain players bring inside the locker room and inside the team that are immeasurable.
Right. How much is leadership worth in terms of dollars? Fired around the boards, and as you said, Peter, in today's day and age, with the salary cap, you have to come up with a price for that.
The first time I realized that was I was in Boston, and I happened to have a very lucky night. I had 2 goals and 2 assists. I thought I was the greatest player in the world. I got a lecture from one of my teammates about where my actual role inside of the club fit. By the time he was done, I realized I was the 10th most important player on the ice that night for the team. And I realized that there was so much more to the game and winning than putting up numbers. But I was so proud of myself for a while, and he said, Max, come here. We're going to talk about exactly who did win this game.
Jansen, another save by Lundqvist. Johnson fires a shot, deflects off of Kreider. Back into the Colorado zone. Parenteau takes the pass, sends it across, chopped out to center ice. Zuccarello sending the puck into the Colorado zone. And there's still plenty of time here. 15:45 to go, but the Rangers have just played an outstanding game to make it very difficult on the Avalanche. The Avs have shown this season they just don't give up. Shot kicked away, and Gennon's opportunity. Duchesne wraparound try, stopped by Lundqvist. He gets bumped. The puck comes free. Back to Duchesne. And the boards for Gennon. Shot, and somehow that one was stopped. Taken away by Zuccarello. Skates to center. And shoots the puck in. O'Reilly puts the puck behind the net for Benoit to take. Shot by Carcillo off the skate. O'Reilly for the Avalanche. Moves it off the boards for Duchesne to take. Angles the puck into the corner. John Moore back with the puck for the Rangers. He'll scoot out to center ice. Makes the pass. And Dominic Moore backhands it in. From behind the net, backhand try. Gets stopped. Carried to center by the Avalanche. To the red line. Chipped in. Klein gets hit. Moore has the puck for New York. Sends it wide. Quick pass to center ice for Brian Boyle. And the Ranger forward will dump it in. Hayda back to pick up 37 shots for the Rangers, 23 for the Avs. They went from 4 in the first period to 14 in the second period. Got a power play goal from Landeskog. That's been it. The Rangers are leading by 3. They're up 4-1. Pass to center. Richards. Scott Hagelin going down the middle. Richards waiting. He shoots, and the save made by Varlamov. Oh, the Rangers leading this one 4-1 in the third period in New York.
I got a good look at a couple of plays made by Nathan MacKinnon on the other side of the puck. Here on the power play, he's the last man back. Look at him. He forces the man wide, doesn't allow him to get front, but he doesn't take a penalty. And then with his speed, look at him come back. That, I guarantee you, Richards at one point thought, we got a 2-on-1. I'm just going to wait. The defenseman's going to just lay it across. And all of a sudden, there's MacKinnon. Just whang, right in that passing lane.
Coaches love that, don't they?
Well, it just shows, like, you know, if you're a young kid, you go, oh, that's someone else's job. No, it's your job. And he made a great effort to get back.
Into the corner. There goes MacKinnon after it. I guess my point being, Peter, that you always hear those young players, well, defensive zone. That's where the area they a lot of times come into the league when you're one of those top draft choices. A lot of offensive ability. That's the concern. Can he play at the National Hockey League level in the defensive zone?
And certainly not to pick on him, but Yakupov, for example, for the Edmonton Oilers, is struggling a little bit in that zone. I think last time I looked, it was -30. You know, it's a process learning how to play in the defensive zone.
Callahan took away the puck from MacKinnon. Still back across. Sent over to Moore. Up ice for Kreider. Nearly back into the Ranger zone. Pass to Kreider in front of the penalty boxes. And that's launched across. Nash giving chase. Well, the Avalanche playing back-to-back games. Last night in New Jersey. This is the 7th time this season that the Avs are going back-to-back. They'll have a total of 10 games that are the second of 2 nights in a row that they'll play. And their record so far this season, 4-2 in that second game. Covered by Lundqvist, based off of the New York zone. Time for What's on Tap, brought to you by Coors Lights. Thursday, Avalanche back in action. They'll be in Philadelphia when they play the Flyers. Complete coverage for the Avs begins at 4:30 on Altitude Sports.
And another one of those clubs. We showed you the Eastern standings before, fighting so hard. Remember, they started the season very poorly. They changed their coach.
They had a good game against the Avalanche earlier this season in Colorado. Pass to center ice for Brassard. Going wide, down the middle. That is cut off. Pass up ice for O'Reilly. Played off the boards. McDonough push the puck up ice. Pouliot over the line. Zuccarello. Cross ice pass. Picked off by McGinn. Pushed out the center for Duchesne. Bounced away from him, and McDonough will rim it back in around. Varlamov stopping the puck behind the net. Not forgetting. Up ice for Johnson. Turned back in. Long pass to Bordeleau. Through the middle for McLeod. He gets checked by Boyle. Tipped back through the neutral zone by the Rangers. Avalanche have it. Pass across for Bordeleau. He makes the pass. And Hayda coming in. He shoots. And Lundqvist with the save. Pass to the corner for Cleach. Centering try. Cut off by Dominic Moore. Reverse the puck around the boards. Handoff goes to John Moore. Crisscrossing at center ice with Carcillo. Down the middle. Wrist shot goes wide. Back up the boards and out. The Rangers will come back into the New York zone for possession.
Well, if the New York Rangers, day off more than back-to-back games, so 3 and 4 nights, and this is this kind of score you like. You get to use everybody in this game.
That's an area that Coach Waugh talked about yesterday after that New Jersey game. You're fighting for that last goal. You might shorten that bench up a little bit in that third period trying to get that goal. Rangers have a chance. Hagelin coming in down the middle, but breaking back to stop things was Barry. Then Hagelin turns the puck behind the net. Callahan centering try. Deflected away. Again, Tyson Barry with a good defensive play. Got a stick in the way of that pass. Mitchell, lead pass to center ice for McKinnon. Pass behind Talbot, and that causes the play to be offside. Halfway through the third period. Rangers have added a goal here in the third. They're up 4-1. Let's answer the did you know question we asked you back in the first period. This Avalanche player played in 18 playoff games with the Rangers in 2012. Who is it? It was John Mitchell, part of that team that made it to the conference finals against the New Jersey Devils.
And this is his first game against the New York Rangers since he signed with the Avalanche as a free agent. So, you know, he was pretty excited today. And I was talking to him earlier in the season about that stretch run with it. He said, you couldn't believe it. He said it was so good. They won 2 rounds and then lost to the New Jersey Devils. But he said it was just the best time of his hockey life.
Avalanche have the puck into the second half of the third period. The Rangers leading by 3. Puck dropped off the shelf. McDonough run to the boards. Centering try by Landeskog. Swept away by Kreider, but Benoit with the shot and the save made by Lundqvist.
Well, the one real positive about this game today is the play of Paul Stastny. You know, just watching him warm up, you're wondering, because he did the other night, a couple games ago, come out, skate, couldn't play for the Avalanche. You know, it's a situation where he tweaked the ankle, then he, you know, hurt it again, and he was just hoping that he was going to be able to play in a couple of games before the Olympic break.
Alex Tanguay is on this trip, but he did not play last night and not in the lineup for this game. As fought by Lundqvist. The one healthy scratch tonight for the Avalanche is defenseman Ryan Wilson, who played last night against New Jersey.
A lot of it on the left side with the fourth line with Patrick Bordeleau and Marc-Andre Cliche.
As win the faceoff. Broussard scooped the puck off the glass, got it out. Split across for Johnson as the Avs come back in their own zone to get to the puck. 9 minutes remaining in the third. After center, broken up. Pouliot down the wing, dropped it behind him. Shot, glove save, made by Varlamov. If the Avs win and make a comeback here in this third period, the CSU Global application fee will be waived on Wednesday. CSU Global is the 100% online university. You can earn your bachelor's or master's degree. You can apply now at csuglobal.edu. Well, Gabe Landeskog, one of the Avalanche players tonight, has played very well. 5 shots, 4 hits, a block shot, and of course he's got the power play goal for Colorado. In this game, the Avs have given up 40 shots to the Rangers. Half of those came during the first period of play.
Well, this is after 55 games. Let's compare the club. I guess, Michael, it'd be fair to say you and I always thought was the best Avalanche club, 2000, 2001.
I see. I still go with 96.
95, 96? Yeah, so that's Joe Sakic. Joe Sakic liked that club because of the offensive firepower that they had. I just love the professionalism of the 2000, 2001 club. They set out, they had a goal. The mantra was we're going to get home ice, and they didn't stop all the way through the season, even losing Forsberg.
I thought 95-96, Peter, was about the last time before the first blackout. Wraparound try, stopped, and then covered by Varlamov before the dead puck era.
Oh, yeah.
Where the team of the Avalanche in 95-96, they had those players that could just fly, just skate, and you could still do that in the NHL.
Yeah. The rules, of course, finally were changed a little bit, but just on this play right here, Mike, look at the number of Avalanche players down in that defensive zone. There's 5 of them. All 5 of them are inside of 15 feet. And that is one of the biggest things that changed. Everybody crashes everybody down in front of the goaltender.
Backhanded behind the net. Handled by Benoit. Makes the pass up ice for Landeskog. Handles his way through some traffic. Plays the puck back to the point. Again, and shoots wide of the net. Stastny took it off the inboard. Send it around. Landeskog back to Parenteau. To the half boards. More for New York to McDonough, and then behind the net, Girardi. Will skate it. Makes the pass off the stick of Boyle. Lands in the Colorado zone. 7:30 left to go in the third period. And the Rangers right now controlling things, leading it 4-1. Bounce to center.
Did you hear the chant, Mike?
Nash carries the puck in. Pass down the middle. Backhander missed wide. What are they chanting now, Peter?
It's the famous one.
About Dennis Potvin?
About Dennis Potvin, yep.
It doesn't get old, does it? For the people here. Pass out to center ice. Bleach carries the puck down the wing. Sure it was not McNabb, right? Potvin?
They love me here.
Sure they do.
Yeah.
Didn't tell yourself that.
Didn't touch anybody. And it was -3 every night. It was.
Johnson floats the puck in, and Lundqvist will take it in the glove and hold it there for a faceoff. Rangers up 4-1. 6:26 to go in the third period.
Was it Nielsen, Alfie Nielsen, whose ankle he broke on the play?
Right.
Yeah. Dennis Potvin, just one of the greatest defensemen of all time, and the great rivalries between the Rangers and Islanders, broke Alfie Nielsen's ankle, and Alfie Nielsen was a tremendous player for the Rangers, and all Ranger fans always felt that he did it on purpose. And of course, Dennis has long since said, "Not a chance," but that's where it all started. And we're talking decades ago.
I know. Long memories. Lifted to center ice by Pouliot. Coming back for it. Benoit. He finds Gannon. Tap back into the Colorado zone. Off the board to center. McGinn couldn't hold the puck. John Moore looks up ice. Comes back to him. Has to twist back behind the New York net. Now we're under 6 minutes remaining in our third period. New York leading by 3 goals. And you really look now, Peter, at that game last night. The Avalanche have not been able to come back and score. A couple minutes left to go in the third period, and then ultimately win it in overtime, and they didn't come up with any points last night. And all of a sudden you get this game, which hasn't gone the Avalanche way. You're feeling different about things as you start this 4-game road trip towards the end of this time during the schedule that leads up to the Olympic break. Callahan. Shot wrister gets blocked. Cross ice for Landeskog. He shoots wide. To the point, Holden. Got a tip into the corner. We have 5 minutes left to go in the game. Lundqvist coming out of the net to handle the puck, allowed it to come around the boards, and then lifted out through center by the Rangers. No icing. Holden back to pick up for Colorado. This Rangers team, winners of 3 in a row, 6 of last 8, 9 of their last 12. And we got a whistle, hand pass called, and we'll return with 4.5 minutes to go in the third period in New York City. Rangers leading the Avs by 3. All right, let's show you how we got to this point in the game during the first period. Rangers came out flying. 20 shots in the first period. 2 of them by Ryan Callahan went into the back of the net. His 10th and 11th, and it was 2-0 going into the second. Power play chance for the Avs, and Landeskog scored his 17th goal of the season. But then less than a minute later, Strawman with that long shot had it deflect in. 3-1 Rangers to the fourth goal. Coming for the Rangers early in the third period at Broussard. Had to go off the skate of O'Reilly, and it's 4-1 in favor of the Rangers here in the third with 4:20 remaining. It was just a incredible start for the Rangers, outshooting the Avs 20-4. They just had the Avs back on their heels that first period of play, and the Avs tried to fight back, but the Rangers played a solid game, and they lead it by 3. I think you have to go back, Peter, to that 5-on-3 opportunity in the second period. Score there. You make it a 3-2 game, and perhaps you still get enough time to get another power play goal in that 5-on-3 if you score early enough on the two-man advantage.
Yeah, but it's always that idea. A minute and 50. You want to get one. If you get two, that's great. But if you get one, okay, then you got what you're supposed to at least get inside that. And it would have sent you into the locker room feeling much different about this third period. And then, you know, the lucky one, you get a bad break against you, and it puts you really behind the 8 ball.
And that came in the first 2 minutes of the third period. And then you're really battling uphill through the rest of the third. And the Habs have not been able to get anything past Lundqvist. And the Rangers right now cruising, leading 4-1. Those 2 points the Habs came back to win last night in New Jersey. Even bigger deal right now. They're in trouble here tonight against the Rangers. We got a game on Thursday against the Flyers. The New York Islanders have really been skidding of late. You got them on Saturday. You just wonder, that's that last game before the Olympic break. McKinnon centers for Mitchell. Batted away. But you know Coach Waugh and this coaching staff, they'll have the Avs focused on that last game. Not going to let the team already start their little break early.
They've done too many good things to fall into a skid at this point. Now, if you get beat, you get beat. That's right. One thing. But they will be prepared.
Rangers couldn't get out of the zone. Avalanche keep it in play in the New York end with 2.5 minutes to go. From the blue line, McGinn shot. Reflects off of Talbot, wide. Stall for New York. Moves the puck up and out of the zone. Johnson will take it. His pass gets through for Duchesne. Hook the puck to the corner for McGinn. Moves it around. Bouillon kicked it ahead. Broussard moves it through the middle zone. Too far for Zuccarello to get to. We're in the final 2 minutes. Batted across. Carried in by Hagelin. Rolls back towards the blue line. Comes down the middle. Backhander. And deflects wide of the net. Callahan for New York. Centering pass. Shot. Scored by Richards. Making it 5-1. Callahan will get his 3rd point of the night. Richards now with a goal and an assist. And a rare night for Semyon Varlamov, giving up 5 goals in a game.
It's just well, this is just a testament to the Rangers. They've from start of the game all the way through, Mike. They worked extraordinarily effectively in the first period. They did what they needed to do in the second, and they have just played a very. You talk about playing a 60-minute hockey game. There it is for the New York Rangers in tonight's game.
It's only the 3rd time all season that Varlamov has given up 5 or more goals. You have to go all the way back to December 5th. Gave up those 8 against Edmonton. Also 5 against Nashville. Only the 3rd time that he's had a game like this. Parentov's shot kicked away by Lundqvist. And you wonder, come Olympic time, will that Swedish team meet the Russian team at some point? And these 2 goaltenders will play for a very meaningful game. Will that be the case? Last minute to play. Rangers up 5-1. They're going to get to 65 points and 31 wins for the Avalanche. They'll lose for just the 15th time in regulation this season, remaining at 77 points and dropping to 17-8-2 on the road. And their 4-game winning streak coming to a halt here tonight, and losing the first of 2 games against the New York Rangers.
And Mike, just to show you how the Avalanche have been prepared this year, after a regulation loss, the Avalanche are 10-3-1. So they have bounced back from those types of losses, or the regulation losses, very well this season.
Well, next meet the Rangers on April 3rd at Pepsi Center. That'll be game 76 of the season next time these two teams will meet.
Yeah.
I must say, Peter, we talked about Madison Square Garden. We just saw Patrick Roy. I have to say, you and I have been doing these games since the start, since 1995. The single most memorable moment I have for the Avalanche in this building was Patrick Roy skating the puck past the red line, past Wayne Gretzky.
That's it.
That's the moment I'll always remember here in this building.
That's center ice, and once you do that, it's a penalty. But he was just a counter.
Well, talking about goaltending, Henrik Lundqvist wasn't tested much early, made some big saves on that 5-on-3. He gets the victory. His 21st win of the season. The Rangers have beaten the Avs 5-1.
That was a convincing game, and they were good. The New York Rangers were good. The Avalanche did have that moment in the second period late. 5-on-3, couldn't convert, and that seemed to be that end of it for the Avs.
All right, Peter, tell me the Coors Molson 3 stars of tonight's game.
Well, I thought that, without question, Gabriel Landeskog was the best of the Avalanche tonight. He had the goal and 5 shots. Matt Zuccarello, I thought he represented the speed inside the game for the New York Rangers. The best player was Ryan Callahan, but they were a fast club tonight. They were an efficient club, and that was a solid win for the New York Rangers, who now are suddenly starting to get things rolling in this Eastern Conference.
They're now up to 65 points. They get the victory. They're 4th in a row. Again, our final score tonight, the New York Rangers 5, the Colorado Avalanche 1. Join us again Thursday. The Avalanche on the road against the Flyers. Now let's continue our coverage in the studio with the AutoNation Toyota Locker Room Report.